Hello, my friends. It has been some time since Mad Dog has checked in with you in this world. And I say this world as the multi-dimensional existence we share was only something Coco and I mused about after a keg of the mead. When we stumbled through a portal the other night, after our encounter with the Asanbosam, where Coco was poisoned, I was forced to question everything, even life itself. Now, we were sequestered to this foreign domain under duress. However, the poison that Coco was suffering from ceased to affect him while we were there, in this other world.
No.
Oh, Coco says it was an alternate dimension that had opened for us due to our strong inner manifestation for challenge and new frontiers to experience. I don't know, Coco. I think you are stretching a bit there. However, I digress. We were there for a very long time, and it was an inner eye-opening experience. In this alternate world, Coco and I saw many, many visions.
No.
Coco says they were cinematic musings of creatures from an alternate reality, and he says time is relative, and for us it was only moments in our world, even though we experienced a month there. That sounds made up, Coco. Yet here we are, my friends, back in the jungle, and the poison is back as well, and Coco, incidentally, is not looking well. We awoke back in our camp and headed for where this Bagiennik might be in hopes that it would help pour the Coco's poison. Little Chief continues to prove his usefulness, as when Coco and I returned from this portal thing, I asked Little Chief to put the powders of itching upon the clothes of his cousin Rubasol and the rum gremlin we call vodka. Why, you might ask, and I will answer. Because it is funny, and they both irritate me, so now they know what it feels like. Petty, but hysterical. This proved to be genius, as they often scout ahead, and as we approached this freshwater spring, they both were mid-scratch when they stumbled upon this pile of the muck and the mud. And it soon rose with a groan that was part perplexing and, I must admit, a tad bit horrific. That is when we saw the bulbous eyes and webbed claws right as it grabbed both the vodka and the rubazol and shook them like they owed it a coin. Its two slit nostrils flared, and the most disgusting black ooze ran from it, like someone had opened a dam and let the gross run free. I felt the need to offer a tissue as I fought the sudden urge to let my breakfast run from my iron stomach. I observed the torrential rain of the powder that caused one to itch drop down on the thing's face as Coco and Tully the bearfolk rushed forward. Mad Dog knows better. One mustn't run in with the blindness of rage. You must walk to the scene and take in all that surrounds to better assess the situation. This is when I noticed that the shore by the spring had a neat arrangement of stones and the sticks, and maybe one of this size would use for the bath time?
No.
Coco says no. He says that Tully the bearfolk took this opportunity to intervene and attempt a communication with this tree muck entity. It really did remind me of one of those cinematic musings we witnessed in the other realm. The one with the halflings that cry all the time because of jewelry. Ugh, disgusting. But I must digress. Yes, as I observed Tully attempt communication, as a tree thingy sneezed violently from the shower of the itchy powder. Many things then occurred I cannot say this word. Much happened at once. The sneeze projected this dark, oily substance everywhere, but mostly on the Coco and the Tully, because they are both massive. They both slipped upon this I can't say this word either. Lubricant. There you go. Oh, Mad Dog is learning. They both slipped upon this lubricant and went the ass over the head into the air and hit the ground with the earth shake of a boom. This knocked the breath from the very souls. The tree thing dropped both the vodka and the rubazol, who happened to land upon the surprised and anguished faces of both Coco and Tully. Oh, and all four began to attempt to arise from this prone position. It reminded me of the brothel jelly wrestling in Waterdeep, or that in Newtinish. Fun times. I digress again. I then decided I should intervene before someone loses the eye.
No.
Coco says no. He says I then began to belly laugh so hard I snorted and doubled over, as did Little Chief. That is right, Coco, I did. He adds that it is also when the big tree thing stepped from the spring and hovered over the squirm pile of my friends. As I reached for my axe, the tree thing did the unexpected and began to shake and twist, that's the word, twist, and then vibrate so much that my almost mother-in-law would have brought him home and called him daddy. However, I thought it might explode, and to a degree it did. It exploded in the most raucous laughter I have heard in a long time. It then slipped upon its own ooze and fell back into the spring with a mighty splash.
No.
I almost to that part, Coco. Do not interrupt, my friend. As Coco says, this is when we all went wide-eyed, as the thing spoke through this boisterous laughter and stated that we had made its day. That's nice. It also said that this was the most it had laughed in decades. That is lovely too, I think. Also a bit sad. He told us his name, but it was much too long, so we called him Bags. He said he could smell Coco, to which I agree. We really have missed the bath day. He disagreed and said it was the poison he could sense, and he healed Coco. Oh, that makes sense.
No.
Come now, Coco. You know, we do smell a bit like the raccoon holding a bag of garbage. But I digress. Once again, our new friend said that rubizol in the vodka startled him, and that he can be quite moody, like the elf Marsha and her mother, that I was fortunate enough to escape from. Moody, I know.
No.
Yes, Marsha did have quite a big set of eyes. Yes, eyes. Coco, I remember, but moody. Our friend told us that he usually bathes for about 4 hours, and then he seeks out someone to help, or maybe play a joke upon. It depends on the mood. I can relate. If bath time goes bad, I can be a bit of a dark dwarf downer myself. He also explained that occasionally he will hurt and then help. I think he needs a therapist.
No.
What does that have to do with anything, Coco? Coco says that in the other world, that the Bagiennik is a Slavic water demon who must answer to Wada, the lady of the lake, and she is also called the queen of the underwater lawn. Oh, God. This sounds very made up, Coco. I think you pulled my leg. And when did you find the time to read while we were there in the other realm? No one likes a know-it-all, Coco. Now, my friends, we decided to prolong bath day no longer, and we all played in the spring with our new friend. He told us he considered a longer stay at this location because it would be a nice spot for a Bagiennik family, because the small town close by was very good to him and brought him many presents for his heal ability. We spent the rest of the afternoon with our ears and minds open to the information he shared about the path ahead. He said it would be perilous. We explained that we are compelled to rescue the children bearfolk and would gladly accept any help he could provide. He told us we should seek out the one the locals call strings.
No.
No, Coco, not string theory. Your crazy idea that reality is made up of infinitesimal vibrating strings smaller than atoms and tiny fae that vibrate, twist, and fold. Tiny dimensions that we interpret as everything. Oh, by the gods, Coco, you eat too many mushrooms. Now, first, we camp for the night and partake in the two food groups, the meat and the bacon. And if the gods will it, my friends, and Maddog and Coco with a merry band see another sunrise, it will be a bad day for the Pukovak, the Flutterflesh, the Spinosaurus, and that terrible warforged Colossus with his huntwork clocksman. I will take the first watch, Coco. Vodka, get the finger paints. Our new friend needs some lovely forehead art. This is when our new friend also whispered to me that he does not trust the rubizol. This added to my suspicion. Something is up with that one. other than him being irritating and stupid. Mostly irritating.